Hello everyone, Prime here. I hope you're having a great day because today we're going to be covering the Norse goddess Skadi, some facts about her, and general lore. If you enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, and with that said, let's get into this. So Skadi, or Skaudi, pronounced Gardi in Old Norse, was a giantess who remained in Thunderhome or Thrymheim until the death of her father. Her name means harm and partially originated from another word, Skadis. Skadi is said to have pale white hair and skin like snow with deep blue eyes. She is said to be rarely away from her spear and staff and was known to keep wolf friends close. Her closest companion could have been a snowy owl or an actual wolf, but Hi-Rez did a great job with Skadi's design and called it looks really cool in my opinion. She lived in the highest peaks of mountains where snow would never melt and was well versed in hunting on anything from a pair of skis to a bow and even a spear. Now, she has been referred to as the winter snowshoe goddess and is even considered to be the embodiment of winter itself in Norse mythology. Some say that she got her godly status thanks to her marriage with the sea god Jord. They came together because Skadi's father, Vajazi, stole Idun, whose apples granted the gods immortality and maintained their youthful appearances. As it was all pretty much Loki's fault, the gods forced him to get her back, and Vajazi died during the rescue attempt. I'm also mentioning Loki because I cover this story in a lot more detail in his lore video, so if you're interested in that, I strongly recommend checking that out. Anyway, Skadi was not too pleased about the death of her daddy and came to the gates of Asgard for blood, but instead left with a husband and a belly full of laughter. From the perspective of the gods, and I suppose by extension us, to face the giantess Skadi, who was a formidable warrior and a skilled hunter, would probably have been very, very costly as far as the lives of certain gods. She alone was a very formidable force and a match for the gods. Things didn't work out with the husband because Skadi wanted to live in her father's abode, Thrymheim, whilst Jord wanted to live near the sea. They agreed to try each place out in shifts of 9 nights, but agreed to have a divorce soon enough. To be fair though, when you pick your husband based upon only their feet alone, and you expect those feet to be the feet of the beautiful goddess Light Balder, when in fact they belong to the far uglier god of the sea, doesn't say fun things about the relationship's chances. Soon enough though, Skadi eventually ended up marrying Ull, who had a lot in common with Skadi, being a hunting god, a skiing enthusiast, and may have very well have been a god of winter, among many other things. She's also said to have married Odin and actually bear him a son or two. Skadi is said to have a dark side to her, but it's not evil. She has her own sense of justice, which she will never abandon, much like her goals. She can easily survive the harsh climates that she lives in and around, and if she became Smite's first ranged warrior, then it would not only have made sense, but have been really cool. Don't you agree? So I was going to end the video here for time reasons, but we're not going to, partially thanks to a comment I read this morning, and also thanks to the fact that I usually cover the subject deity's partner in a bit more detail. Ull, the multi-titled god. You see, Ulla, like some gods, reside over many different things, but the difference, like his kit, is simply the sheer number of things that he's linked to. Not just the winter, hence all of his cold jokes, or the yay bow, the honor in all aspects of things, or skiing, which he watches over, many more things besides this, of course, but not necessarily all of the things that he watches over are known. For one reason or another, when Odin left the throne of Asgard, it has been noted that Ulla would leave his personal place to occupy the throne in the Allfather's stead. Again, why specifically he was chosen, how powerful he was in comparison to the other gods, and whether or not he brought his frost giant babe is unknown. The excuse for this is usually that he's one of the oldest gods, and so not much has been found out about him yet. Speaking of Ulla and Skadi, they were said to be much happier together than Skadi ever was with her previous spouse, but not much is known about their relationship other than that they lived in the most icy realms of existence. Okay, now for the other thing. I already mentioned Skadi's connection to the wildlife and how Hi-Rez incorporated that into Smite through Calder. Moving on to her appearance, we can see that her hair is pale and she has a braid in her hair, which I didn't mention earlier, which follows the lore. Her never being without a spear or staff is also mentioned here, so that's really nice, but her skin is said to be pale white. Of course, some places describe her skin as snow white, but the blue tint barely scrapes by depending on where you're getting your lore from. As for her clothes, they look great in my opinion, and honestly, while she has been depicted in lighter gear, this looks better for me personally, so take that for what you will. As for her abilities, I don't have too much to say about the passive or the first two skills that I haven't already mentioned. The free, however, is a nice nod to her skiing abilities, watching everyone slip and slide around whilst she moves quicker without even having skis on. A shame that Ul still slips and slides like everyone else, but whatever. She is said to be able to survive in harsh climates. The cold apparently does not bother her, so her ultimate in-game is a very nice reference to this. Now, ignoring game balance for a second, it would be nice if the ultimate perhaps had a greater slowing effect, an existent slowing effect, or the root had a bit of a ticking effect, so for every step that the enemy takes, then the root itself is actually reapplied, albeit maybe a weaker version of the root, but still a root. Not sure what game balance would have to say about this, but sounded cool in my head, so. With that said, I know the video is a bit short, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and end it here. If you enjoyed, then go ahead and leave a like, and if you want more videos just like this, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Now, someone brought to my attention that apparently I forgot to make an Odin video, which is fairly sad. So, if Odin is next, yes, he might be next. And then we'll be doing possibly Mercury, but if not Sobek, then Sun Wukong, and so on with the list. So, until then, have a very good day. I have been Prime, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.